Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Business Blog, your lifestyle, arts, culture, and entertainment online magazine. Today, I'd like to cover, I think, firstly, welcome everybody to the team, everybody that's new and old. I know we haven't been producing content as much as we should. But I think going forward, we're definitely going to be focusing, a lot on that. I think our team has just grown, and we've got new people and responsibilities in place. With the processes being still very undefined, but still needs to get sorted out. So I think, firstly, thanks again for you guys for being a part. Really appreciate it, and I think we're really gonna grow something big in the entertainment and news platform on our side. I think we really want to be a force to reckon with within the African market. So I think firstly, just on process is that currently we have a technical team which deals with all the monthly strategy with direction of the content, plans the content calendar out, also works on social media management calendar so that we know exactly what needs to be posted when and how. And also gives us a timeline or deadline as to when the articles need to be submitted. So I think firstly, let's start with the content calendar and social media. I think most of the calendar gives us direction of content for the month, but I think there's also breaking news and news that breaks that need to be reported and need to be covered. So I think going forward we'll need to just incorporate the two of those so that we have a mix of content that was thought out before the time, but also content that is done on the daily because the news just happens. I think there was lots of happenings in last week that we could have and should have covered, as the Grace Mugabe story being one of them. There's also, the eclipse that happened this week, and various other information, whether it's with the ANC, with the DA, where it's just news that's affecting us as youth in South Africa, and how can we tell that story and share that information with others. I think I had a very good chat with one of our guys in our team called JT, and he's just identified, various ways in that we should, better us, going forward. I think we need to really focus our content on a niche market, stuff that are different, stuff that we cover, that has our voice and our opinion on it, so that in future that people actually reckon with us and know that we are the source of information when it comes from that. We also need to produce content that drives conversation, that people are able to share, people are able to like, that people are actually able and willing to comment on it. So it should be relevant to our market. We should speak to them. We should address issues that affects them, and we should also give them the real story of the news as it happens and actually when it happens. I think we need to build that trust that we are that source to Africa, and I think we also need to cover interesting cover stories. I think we need to bring that something different and special, in the market, and that people know, where they need to come to when they want to find out information. Yet again, it needs to be relevant and it needs to be able, to be shared. And then I think I just wanna, take stop with that. But I think going forward, we'll be able to produce much better content, and also the flow. I think just to cover on that lastly. So what happens is the content will calendar will come out first with the social media calendar, but then what happens is that on the Google Doc sheet, you'll have to select with your name and your color which articles and content you would want and like to select. So I think in my case, Shane Pichner, I've chosen the color yellow, and I've covered most of business talk, business interviews, and inspiration and motivation. That's my categories. So as we start chatting as a team, we'll be able to find out exactly which content of ours are relevant and what we enjoy actually putting together. So the next step is, once we have selected your content, you know exactly in advance when the content is due, when it needs to be handed over to the editor, which will then edit the content, make sure the SEO and the keywords are correct, and they will then publish and schedule those posts. But I think it's more important that we get the content done. And like I said, if you want any discussion or any help and advice on the content that you want to cover, and you want some direction, I'm here to help because that is part of the program. So we just need to, be in communication so that I can know what your problems are and how I can actually help and address that. And then I think just lastly is that I hope all of you guys have already liked and shared the page. And I'd like you to maybe just put it in your bio so that people know that you're part of the Bizniz Blog team. And then I think just to cover next week's or in this week, if we have time, I just want to focus on how the team works together, the team dynamics, so that we actually understand how the team needs to work together and operate in going forward. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope it covered a few things. If not, we can just leave a comment, or we can just take it back to the WhatsApp group and we can just discuss there. But otherwise, thanks very much again, guys, tuning in. I hope you have a good week, and let's stay focused and stay cool. Keep up. Bye.